Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had an amazing week, and to kick off this weekend I will be sharing some really fun and affordable DIYs with you guys. Not only am I excited to incorporate these throughout my Christmas decorations in my home, but I feel like they're going to be the cherry on top in some of my Christmas gifts for this year. Honestly, if I was the receiver of some of these items, I would feel so special, because I'm not gonna lie, about two of these DIYs are slightly time consuming, but I feel like that makes it all the more special, especially if you give it as a gift. I feel like whenever I was little, I would always make my own, birthday or Christmas or Easter cards, and I would maybe even make my own gift. And then once I, got a job and a license, I would give gifts that were, definitely I would run to TJ Maxx or to Walmart and just, throw in some candy, throw in, a face mask here and there. And of course, all gifts are so special, but I want to channel in my inner child just a tad. I feel like it just brings a little bit of magic back into Christmas gifts. If you're wanting to add that extra love into your Christmas gift, or you're wanting to find affordable options, this video is for you, so keep on watching. But if you are new here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Olivia, and this is Butterscotch Puddings, and on my channel, I create all sorts of feel-good content, just plain out good for the soul. If that interests you, please hit that subscription button down below. But yes, without further ado, let's get crafting, you guys. So for this first DIY, you will need some sort of paper that you can roll up into a cone. You need some sequins, sparkles, or even some beads. I feel like that adds a very nice texture. And of course, some Hod Podge and some tape. And I added these little paper mache stars from Hobby Lobby to add the cherry on top. And so you're just gonna make, it's pretty self-explanatory, you're just gonna make yourself a little cone, and you may need to trim the end a little bit to make sure it sits level. And then you're just going to work in small sections. That's my biggest tip, because Hod Podge dries very quickly. So you want to work in small sections, and then you want to sprinkle on different types of beads and sparkles and sequins. And now if you do sparkles, I sort of put that on last after I put on my beads, because if you put on the sparkles first and then you try to put on your beads, they will not stick because the glue is already covered in sparkles. Now, my inspiration for these little trees are the little sparkly cone trees that I've been seeing all over at Home Goods. And whenever I saw them, I was like, especially for the price, I'm like, okay, I can totally make these at home. And it just makes it a little bit more special knowing that it's homemade. But if you do not have any sparkles or beads on hand, you can tear out a page from an old book, and I suggest a more yellowed page book to add some character. And I also suggest tearing your strips instead of cutting, to give it more of a frayed end look. And this is the fun part. You can make whatever design you want. I just sort of placed them wherever just wherever, honestly. I tried to make a design at first, and then I just knew that'd take a lot of concentration, so I just called it a day. And then to add the finishing touch, I just added this little paper mache star that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I feel like just the brown tones really go well together. So yes, this is super fun and super affordable. Now continuing to repurpose this brown wrapping paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, we're just gonna make another cone out of a little square. And you might be thinking, are we making another tree? But no, we will be making a beautiful paper mache angel. And so you're just gonna simply make a cone for the body, and then you're gonna tear out another page from your book, and we are gonna make the wings out of this. And how I made the wings, I just fan folded my paper down the page vertically, and then I sort of pinched it in the middle and secured it with a gold wire, and I'll be using that as her crown later on. But if you don't have gold wire, you know, just find some string, or even honestly you can use one of your Christmas ornament hooks. And to give her just a beautiful, magical, and snowy look to her wings, to add a little oomph, I am going to be adding some sparkles. And to make the sparkles stand out, I suggest using white acrylic paint as the base. I'm sort of moving around here, but as you can see right now, I am paper macheing her head, and you can use a bead, and I just tore off this little styrofoam ball or berry from a Christmas Garland pick that I had on hand, and it was the perfect size for her head. So I just cut out some small strips for her head, but you can do whatever you want for her head. You can paint the bead, but I like how I paper macheed it to match the wings, and sort of spread those wings out just a little bit to where some of the creases tear, to make sure that her wings stay open once the paint and the Hod Podge dries. And to give her a sense of life, I am going to be making little arms for her, and this is pretty self-explanatory. It takes a little bit of practice, but just roll up a little strip of page and hot glue on her little arms, and you can hot glue the ends of her arms to make it look like she's holding her hands together or praying. I feel like that would be really sweet, but I just left them down on her side. And I will also be making a little crown for her out of this gold wire, and again, this definitely takes a little bit of practice. You almost need to warm up the wire in your hand to really make it malleable, and then just it takes a little bit of working, but I think it would be really beautiful. Maybe if you have some of your beads, maybe hot glue a ring around her head and then place the little gold beads, you know, for her crown. I feel like, or her halo. I feel like that would be very special as well. Alrighty, this is probably one of the most affordable DIYs. I got these little ornament snow globe containers at the dollar spot at Target, and they have two different shapes. One where it's in this cylinder shape, and then another where it's in the shape of a classic Christmas bulb. So I did end up getting two packs, and they were $3 each, like I said, but these are great as little gifts. You can turn them into a garland, and then you'll see at the very end I will actually use this as a part of my wrapping paper, so it just adds a very special and magical touch. Now Target, they did have these little bottle brush trees to go into these little snow globe ornament containers, but they were rainbow color, and I wanted mine to look more realistic, so I ended up going to Hobby Lobby and finding these super cute little green bottle brush Christmas trees. And this little DIY is pretty easy and kid friendly, but you will just want to open the top to your ornament. You will want to place hot glue on the bottom of your Christmas tree first, and then use some tweezers to precisely place the tree in the middle of your ornament. And then you want to make a little paper funnel, and that way you can get your fake snow in easily into your ornament, and then place the top back on. Moving on to the fourth and final DIY, we will be making this word garland. And if any of you had watched my living room decorate with me, you would have had noticed the word garland that I had placed draping off of my mantle. And that is basically the same DIY that we'll be making right now, just a little bit more in depth. And instead of spelling out Silent Night like I did on in my living room, I'll be spelling out peace on earth. And this little project is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to call these little things plaques. So to make your plaque, you're going to fold your brown cardstock and your page in half, and that way it's just whenever you put all the lettering together, it's not going to be too large. And then you're just going to glue your paper on top of your cardstock. And to cut out these little letters, you can totally freehand your letters if you want, but I printed out the letters that I needed to spell out peace on earth, and I traced them on white cardstock. And that is my biggest tip, because as you can see right here, I am applying Hod Podge, and I will be sprinkling glitter over it. And I feel like in the top right corner, you can see I also have some red glitter, and I'm sort of mad at myself as to why I did not use my red glitter, but that would be absolutely stunning as well, and it would really make the letters stand out and really pop off of the little card plaques. And once you have your little letters cut out, you will want to cover them in Hod Podge and throw your glitter on them. You sort of want to really get every nook and cranny so that whenever the light shines on your letter garland, it really sparkles and shines. And you can use a hole punch to string your twine through, or you can, if you don't have a hole punch, you can get some mini or even normal size clothespins to create a very adorable farmhouse look. Now, right here, I'm showing you how I will be using these little ornament snow globes. I am just combining it into the bow of this present, and I think it looks so darling dangling off the side. And now I'm just going to do an overview and show you how I plan on styling some of these items and give you some ideas on how to incorporate them into your own decor. But yes, I hope you enjoyed, and I will just let you watch the overview.
But I know we'll be warm, sitting by the fire and dream. Tell me again with a whisper.
Alrighty friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope it gave you some inspiration and some ideas for your 2021 Christmas gifts, and also just to incorporate some new homemade pieces throughout your decor. But before we wrap up today's video, I would love to hear any suggestions or any other DIY ideas you guys may have. Please leave those down in the description bar so I can see and so other viewers can join in on that conversation and get more ideas. That would be so awesome. And I do have an Instagram. It is Olivia Effie. I will leave my username down in the description bar. But yes, Butters and I say thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.